Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nat Chats Ball. Happy Guy Fawkes night. It's freezing here in North London. If you hear my dog barking, that'll be all the fireworks outside. Last time I did a video, it was just before the 1-1 with Southampton. Really, really tough game. Point was probably fair. Yeah, probably fair. Really, really tough. And when you look at where teams are dropping points now and who they're dropping points against, I think we know that there's loads more to be dropped. And in hindsight, when you look at how well Southampton played, I'm sure they'll be taking points off other teams throughout the season. So, yeah, it was a good point. The referee was frustrating, and that still niggles me, especially after watching the Zurich game. It was a similar sort of thing where it just seems like Saka's not really getting protected very much. Jesus has got to be the most foul player in the Premier League. I'd be surprised if he's not in Europe, to be honest with you. And refs just don't seem to want to. They just seem to allow them to get roughed up. Like I know it's a new thing about, letting it get a bit more physical, but when we're doing it, or when you watch other games, it's just not allowed. Imagine Harry Kane getting roughed up. Jesus Christ. Imagine Xhaka was the one roughing him up. It's just, again, it's the consistency thing. And I do worry, especially when Saka came off injured against Nottingham Forest. I was like, is this gonna keep happening? The only thing against Southampton, I think that was really obviously against us. That's why I sort of find it hard to admit that the point was fair. Because if you've played football, especially, you realise how it mentally affects you if the referee is constantly giving decisions to the opposition. It just becomes a real uphill battle mentally. And it definitely affects the game. It's like another barrier to winning because you're playing against that 12th man, and it is a thing. It is a real block. And I think them decisions were frustrating us against Southampton, and they did again against Zurich. When you've seen your players go down a lot. The only thing I would say differently between Zurich and Southampton was that, to be fair to the European referee, he let it go both ways. Whereas against Southampton, it seemed like we couldn't do anything. It's frustrating, and I just hope, tomorrow, I hope we get a good official, and I hope that we're not talking about referees again. So boring, and VAR, getting the right decisions. The only thing I can say is this season we do seem to be getting the rub of the green with VAR. I say rub of the green, I think that they've all been correct, really. So not being biased, but we have been getting the right results from it, and it's good to see. Let's just see a little bit more consistency in on the pitch as with these free kicks, and let's hope we don't get any serious injuries because of players being officiated differently. Saka, I just don't get it. The guy can get dragged apart, and we look against when he got booked for diving, it was absolutely ridiculous. Didn't even look like a dive. The guy was shoved over and then got booked for diving. That still frustrates me. Anyway, since my last video, 1-1 against Southampton, decent point. Right off that game against PSV, absolutely was terrible. I don't know what happened there. And also, let's discuss the 5-0 win over Forest. I think a lot of people were nervous about that one, especially after the last two results. It's just what you needed is someone to, be at the receiving end of our anger and frustration. And sadly for Forest, it was them. Absolutely, I was buzzing for Nelson. Played so well when he come on, didn't he? That's positive, and the boy needs a little bit of a run now, doesn't he? And he's shown he deserves it. So I really hope he gets his chance, even if it's coming on tomorrow for 10 minutes, or just let him keep playing and let him find his place and become a really, really good impact player. So that's another positive of the week. But we got the job done in Zurich. Perfect. It wasn't a pretty watch. It was a really, really, really frustrating watch. Loads of stray passes. Vieira just seems played really well on his debut, and then I think maybe one game after, and then I don't think I've seen him play well since. But he's new, long way to go. He needs to be the boy in Europe. Come on, get 20 minutes maybe here and there. But yeah, he seems to have taken a step back. Ben White, relentless, isn't he? Absolutely, what a player. I think the England squad's released next week. If he's not in it, Southgate should be sacked just for that. That would be a travesty if he doesn't get taken to the World Cup. But yeah, let's get this job done against Chelsea tomorrow. So Aubameyang is back against us, and but let's not worry about that. You know, we don't miss him. Jesus over him all day long. I think this is the day that Jesus finally gets that bloody goal that he's been looking for, because he was so good. If you look how good he was against Forest, how he didn't score was ridiculous. But when you look at his work rate and his assists, he's a team player, and Aubameyang never was in the dressing room, never was our manager, crap captain, like good riddance. We've got Jesus, who puts in a bigger shift than almost anyone on that pitch, and even when he's not scoring goals, he makes that right pass. He's not greedy. He's so good with the ball at his feet. We've just got an absolute diamond. Absolutely blessed to have him, and praying that his goal comes tomorrow. Zinchenko's back, Saka's back in training. You know, all these positive things are with us for the win tomorrow. I personally think we can do it. Chelsea had a tough game midweek. I think they put out quite a strong squad, a lot of first teamers. So hopefully we rested enough big players to dominate them tomorrow. I think Martinelli on fire. Let's get that Jesus goal, and I'm predicting we beat them 3-1. Maybe Aubameyang will sneak his little goal in, because that's probably all he cares about is scoring. Doesn't care about whether Chelsea will win or not, because he's just not that sort of guy. No heart, no passion, just a selfish player. So yeah, I'm saying 3-1 Arsenal. I think we can do it. I just don't think they'll be able to deal with us going forward with Saka and Martinelli on the wings, and with Jesus ball at his feet up top. I just think we'll dominate. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm really excited for it. And then obviously huge game for Liverpool-Tottenham. Come on, Liverpool. So yeah, I'll do a video after the Chelsea game as well. Come on, Arsenal. I believe in us. Also, one last thing. I think it's very serious that we discuss this. Mason Mount's outfit the other day on the red carpet. That brown suit with the baggy big trousers and the hiking boot brown things. Chelsea don't deserve to win just because of that. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Come on, Arsenal.